The Battalion's encounter with the forest giant on Samar's coastline. In late 1944, the Pacific War was a storm of steel and fire. The fight to liberate the Philippines was in full, brutal swing as American forces clawed their way across islands choked with jungle and determined defenders. The official histories of this time are filled with meticulously documented records of heroism, sacrifice, and the conventional horrors of combat. They tell us about massive naval clashes like the battle off Samar and the grueling infantry advances on Leyte. They are chronicles of men against men. But woven into the fabric of this history is another kind of tale, one you won't find in any official report. It's a story that has persisted for decades in whispers, passed between veterans and lovers of strange tales. This is a story that official accounts don't even acknowledge, a legend that begins with a routine patrol and ends in the heart of an ancient terror. The legend is set on the dense jungle-choked coastline of Samar in late 1944 during the hellish Leyte-Samar campaign. While official records detail the high cost of conventional combat, this story offers a different, more terrifying explanation for the dangers that lurked in the wilderness. It's a story pieced together from campfire tales and barracks whispers, a story of something impossibly large and ancient hiding in the trees, something the soldiers who claimed to see it came to call the forest giant. Chapter 1. The Lost Patrol. As the legend goes, it all started in October 1944. The island of Samar, a land of primeval jungle and rugged coastline, was a secondary front in the larger Battle of Leyte. While naval fleets clashed at sea, American GIs on the island were hunting scattered Japanese holdouts in a wilderness that was an enemy in itself, a suffocating, disorienting maze of triple canopy jungle and cloying mud. The legend focuses on a specific rifle platoon from a unit the storytellers called Charlie Company. In some versions, they're even given a real designation, the 1st Battalion of the 34th Infantry Regiment. Now, the 34th Infantry did serve with distinction on Leyte, but it's important to state up front that there is no official record of this specific platoon or the bizarre encounter about to be described. This is where the story firmly steps into the realm of folklore. The mission, as the tale goes, was a standard 3-day recon patrol. A platoon-sized force using the call sign Dogwood 1 was sent to map a remote stretch of Samar's eastern coast. These were supposedly seasoned soldiers, veterans of jungle warfare, who were expected to move like ghosts and check in by radio. On the first day, everything was routine. The jungle was quiet, maybe too quiet. They noted the oppressive humidity and the strange absence of birdsong. The second day, the morning radio check came in as scheduled, but the 4 p.m. check-in was missed. Then the 8 p.m. By 10 p.m., after repeated attempts to raise Dogwood 1 failed, the silence from the jungle was absolute. Dogwood 1 had simply vanished. Chapter 2. The Search Party. According to the story, 2 days went by. The working theory at Battalion HQ was a well-laid Japanese ambush, so a second platoon from the same company with the call sign Baker 2 was ordered to retrace Dogwood 1's route to find out what happened. The men of Baker 2 set out at dawn, weapons ready, scanning the jungle for any sign of trouble. Just as Dogwood 1 had reportedly noted, the jungle was eerily silent. There was only the sound of their own boots in the mud and the heavy, humid air. Late that afternoon, they found the first clue, an M1 Garand rifle leaning carefully against a massive banyan tree. It was clean, fully loaded, safety on. No blood, no shell casings, no sign of a struggle. 100 yards further, they found a Browning automatic rifle, its bipod neatly folded, sitting on a log. Nearby lay a small pile of helmets, canteens, and ammo belts, almost as if they'd been tidily arranged. This was far more frightening than finding a battle scene. An ambush made sense. This didn't.
soldiers don't just abandon their weapons. The men of Baker II grew tense. They started noticing other strange things. Immense, vaguely human-like footprints pressed deep into the mud, far too large for any man. And a weird smell hung in the air, a strong, musky odor like damp earth and stale tobacco. As dusk fell, the trail of discarded equipment and giant tracks led them deeper inland, towards a series of limestone cliffs that jutted out of the jungle like broken teeth. The tracks stopped at the mouth of a dark, yawning cave. The air drifting out was cold and carried that same foul stench, now nearly overpowering. The platoon's lieutenant made a call. They would wait for morning. Nobody was going into that cave in the dark.
Chapter 3: The Encounter in the Cave. This is the part of the legend that shifts from a military mystery into pure nightmare. The accounts, said to be passed down from the supposed survivors of Baker II, describe what they found inside that cave. At dawn, the platoon moved in. The cave was a vast, natural cathedral of stone, and it wasn't empty. The first thing they saw were the bodies of the missing men from Dogwood 1. The legend claims they had been torn apart in a scene of unbelievable carnage. But again, there were no signs of a conventional fight. No bullet holes in the walls, no shrapnel, nothing. Then, from the deepest shadows of the cavern, something moved. The storytellers describe a colossal figure detaching itself from the darkness. It was humanoid, 9 to 12 feet tall, and had to stoop to fit inside the cavern. They say it was covered in thick, dark hair, with powerful arms that hung nearly to its knees. Its eyes were said to glow with a faint red light. This forest giant perfectly matched the description of a creature from Filipino folklore known as the kapre. The kapre is a mythical tree giant, a spirit of the forest, often described as a huge, hairy being that smokes a large cigar. That strange, musky smell the soldiers reported, like stale tobacco, is said to be the kapre's signature scent. For a frozen moment, man and monster stared at each other. Then, chaos. The soldiers of Baker II opened fire, the roar of their rifles deafening inside the cave. They claimed their bullets hit the creature, staggering it, but not stopping it. It let out a roar that shook the very rock around them and charged. The fight was brutally short. The creature moved with shocking speed, swatting men against the cave walls and tossing them aside. The men of Baker II broke and fled in a blind panic, scrambling out of the cave, leaving their dead and the monster behind. They didn't stop running until they collapsed miles away, terrified, to wait for the sun. Chapter 4: The Official Story versus the Legend. So, what does verifiable history actually tell us? Well, this is where the story completely diverges from the facts. In short, there is no official record that any of this ever happened. Extensive searches of the National Archives and Department of Defense records show no reports of a platoon from the 34th Infantry Regiment or any other unit vanishing and being found dismembered in a cave on Samar. There is no mention of an encounter with a forest giant or any other cryptid. The call signs Dogwood 1 and Baker II appear to be narrative inventions common in military folklore, as they don't show up in official logs for this operation. The legend suggests a cover-up, but the simple truth is there's no evidence to cover up. The central figure of the story, the kapre, is a very real figure in Filipino mythology. It's a well-known forest spirit, a giant that lives in large trees, sometimes mischievous, sometimes frightening. This powerful piece of folklore is deeply woven into the culture of the Philippines. What we have is a terrifying story on one hand and a complete lack of any official evidence on the other. For historians, the case is closed. The incident is a piece of fiction. So, how does such a detailed and terrifying legend come to be? Is it just a campfire story invented to spook new recruits? The answer might be a bit more complex, and it lies in the brutal reality of war. Wartime pushes soldiers to the absolute limits of human endurance. Think about it. Operating deep in an unfamiliar, hostile jungle like Samar, steeped in local stories of ancient spirits and giants, the line between what's real and what's perceived can get blurry. It's entirely possible that a tragic but conventional event, like a platoon being silently wiped out by a Japanese patrol, or getting lost and succumbing to the harsh environment, was reinterpreted through the lens of myth and trauma. Could the giant footprints have been misidentified animal tracks, magnified by fear? Could the horrific state of the bodies have been the result of natural decay and predators in the jungle, misinterpreted by horrified rescuers? Could a fleeting glimpse of something in a dark cave, a shadow, a trick of the light, be turned into a monster by minds already pushed to the breaking point? The story of the Samar forest giant exists in that gray zone between documented history and powerful folklore. While official records show no monster and no cover-up, the legend endures. It speaks to a deeper truth about war, that sometimes the most terrifying enemies aren't the ones you can see and fight, but the ones that lurk in the shadows of the mind, in the dark woods, and in the ancient stories of the land itself. What do you think? Is this a classic case of military folklore born from the horrors of jungle warfare? Or do you believe there's more to the story? Do you think it's possible for ancient legends to have a kernel of truth hidden away in the world's wildest places? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring these strange and forgotten stories, be sure to subscribe for more dives into the unknown. A million thanks to you for subscribing, liking, and commenting on our video. God bless us all.